Hello. In this tips and tricks video, I want to talk about those things called sight words. And the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that most people who use the term sight words may not actually know what a sight word really is. The term gets misused a lot. A sight word is any word that you are able to read by sight. And what that means is you don't have to sound out the word. You don't need to look at every sound and put the sounds together to figure out how to read the word. You look at it and you immediately know how to read it. That is a sight word. For most successful readers, every word has become a sight word. And the goal with struggling readers is to turn every word into a sight word. So then let's think about what teachers mean when they ask their students to memorize sight words. What they're probably asking is for their students to memorize what we call high frequency words. And high frequency words, most of the time, are those words that get used all the time. We see them in everything, but that don't necessarily follow the patterns that we expect them to as far as the sounds and the letters. So as an example, the word was is a high frequency word. W-A-S, was, as in I was at the party yesterday. What makes this a high frequency word is the fact that we use it everywhere. We see it in reading practically every day. When we read something, we'll see the word was. But the A in the middle of the word was is making a sound that's kind of unexpected. Usually, when there's an A in the middle of a short word that ends with a consonant, we call this a closed syllable. So an A in a closed syllable, we expect that to make the sound of ah, like in my picture right here. Ah, like in apple. So when we look at the word was, and we have learned all of our sounds, we're going to sound out that word and we're going to go w, a, s, was. That's what the word was should sound like if it were following our expected patterns. Because it doesn't follow those patterns, we need to explicitly teach that word to struggling readers. And what's important for them to know is that not every sound in that word is unexpected. The beginning sound, w, that's exactly the sound we expect a W to make. The ending sound, z, that is one of the sounds that S frequently makes, when it's at the end of a word especially. Okay, so the beginning and ending sound in was, totally predictable. It's only that middle sound, the A, that's not making the sound we expect it to. It's not saying ah, like in apple. The sound is which is actually the lazy vowel sound. We call that schwa. And every vowel can represent that sound depending on where it is in a word. So the word was, if a struggling reader knows the sound for W and the sounds for S, all they need to learn is that the vowel in that sound is lazy. It's making its lazy vowel sound. And now they can sound out that word z, was. And once they've sounded it out enough times and read it enough times, then it will become a sight word. But until they've mastered the word, we're not going to call it a sight word. We're simply going to call it a high frequency word, or even a heart word. Sometimes we refer to these as heart words because we have to learn part of the word by heart. Sort of. It's perfectly logical once we can explain it and break it down. One way that I like to approach heart words or high frequency words with students is to write the word out, maybe on an index card, and make the unexpected sound a different color. So maybe write the W in a black marker, the A in a red marker, and then the S in a black marker. So then when your struggling reader is looking at that word, they're going to notice that red letter in the middle, and that will help them remember that, oh yeah, that's an unexpected sound. I need to remember to say for that letter in this word. But please don't call it a sight word until your student has learned it by sight. Sight words are any word that you can read without having to break them down and sound them out. That is the actual definition of a sight word. Any other words that you're trying to memorize, memorization is really not reading. And so that's not how we want to approach difficult words, even if those words have unexpected sounds in them. It is very rare to find a word where every sound is unexpected. I don't know if there are any. There might be. Please correct me if you can think of one. Just put it in the comments under this video. But pretty much every word has at least one or two completely predictable sounds. Focus on those, point out the unpredictable sounds, and help your struggling reader learn how to read those high frequency words. But please don't call them sight words. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please post them below the video in the comments, and I'll see you next time with another tip and trick. Happy reading!